Welcome to a Nova Scribes Book Club. Today we're going to get a chance to dive into an amazing book about unreasonable hospitality. How can you take the next steps in actually ramping in what you provide others? This is Nova Scribes. We're a free and open forum for visual practitioners to share their knowledge. We're excited to be here. We recently partnered with the International Forum of Visual Practitioners, IFVP, and super excited ever to be here. IFP Learning. Oh, thank you, Brian. Brian's the master of ceremonies in a lot of ways when it comes to these things. So we have people from Asheville, North Carolina, Arlington, Virginia, Northern Virginia, Seattle. Rona, I think you win the long distance award. Silver Springs, Maryland, San Diego. Christina's actually, it might be between you and Christina. Christina's in Australia, right? Christina's in Australia. So, and she's on her way driving home right now. And hey, I'm cutting and pasting a shared Word document we're going to be today. And so I am really excited.
Willie!
Oh, oh, someone jumped in. So, hey, I figure we'll just jump right into this. We kind of be a shared Word document. We'll be working today. And as part of this, I'm going to borrow something called 30 Circles. This comes from Bob McKim and his work at the Stanford D School. And this is basically about, we're going to dive right into this. So everybody's going to need a paper, something to write with, a pen, if you would. This is Nova Scribes, and we want to be doing our job right. If we weren't having you do a little bit of visual art while you were here. And we're going to do simple visual art. I'm going to ask everybody just to draw a circle. Just draw a circle, if you would. Everybody just draw a simple circle on your side. And inside that circle, when you get a chance, because this is a book club. This is a book club that that deals with unreasonable hospitality. What do you, inside the circle, or use this circle to make a drawing, make marks on paper if you would, of what a successful book club looks like for you. What does success look like for a book club? We'll spend about a minute doing this, and we come back and we'll get a chance for everyone to share what a successful book club looks like for you. So 1 minute, any questions, come off mic and ask if at any time. This is a free and open forum. This doesn't work without participation from everybody here. So over the next minute or so, what does a successful book club look like for you?
And you want those words inside the circle, Casey?
That's a good question. So, Joran, you have a circle. You can do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
So think of a circle there.
Thanks.
It's a circle. Think of a circle being a frame or a piece. You might want to think outside the box or the circle. You might want to think inside the circle. So just, if you would, make marks on paper for what a successful book club looks like for you. As you're doing this, one of the nice things we have a Shanti here. Shanti reached out and said, hey, I'd love to graphically record this session. So she's taken her time out of her schedule to kind of record the conversation we're having amongst ourselves and taking this and turning something visual we can share with ourselves and with you and actually post later. Hey, so everyone, thank you. Hey, I figure I'll go first. What a successful book club looks like for me, I'll zoom in real quick. Let me zoom in real quick to where I'm at. It's basically this. It's a beach ball. This is an ugly beach ball. I want to get a chance to see if you rotate the beach ball around, if you use this idea of all of us bring different perspectives to everything we do. I want to take this beach ball exists and rotate it around as many times as I can, so it gives enough perspectives from everybody here to understand what this book means to you. That's what it means for me for a successful book club. And I'm curious for everyone else here who'd like to share what a successful book club looks like for you. And Martha, if you're speaking, can't hear you.
I can go. I'm happy to go first. Do you want me to show what I drew?
That would be wonderful, if you don't mind, Martha.
Okay. It's circle. So what came to mind for me first is that it's like learning in community. So there's something about completing a learning task in community that's certainly helpful for me. And then I also like I like learning. I like the expansive feeling of adding knowledge and then integrating it into my world and into my work.
World and work. Wonderful. Who else would like to share like I said? Oh, Nancy, please. Nancy, wonderful.
Okay, so this is my little image, and oh, am I muted?
Yeah, you're good, Nancy. Loud and clear. Loud
Okay,
and clear.
great. Sorry. I like a book club that is happy, where people are enjoying themselves and having fun talking about the book. I also, to piggyback off what Martha said, I love it when I get some new ideas from it. And when they're the two people at the bottom with the little talking, or when people are exchanging their ideas and thoughts and perspectives on the book. So that makes it successful for me.
Oh, wonderful. Who'd like to build upon Nancy? Who'd like to take Nancy's thoughts or Martha's thoughts and build upon it?
Well, I can
can
go next.
Jordan, please.
go for it.
Sure,
Jordan.
it's just a circle. Let's see. That is insights and interpretation in the center of the circle, and that's kind of my internal process. And then there's listening and observing happening outside the circle and pointed in, because I hope to learn more by hearing about other people's interpretations and their insights as well about the reading. So that's
Oh, wonderful.
my chart.
And what I'm trying to do, I'm just trying to capture people's thoughts and ideas here. And I'm probably, if I misquote you or if I miss something, please let me know. Let's get a couple more people to share their ideas, because in a minute or two, I'm going to launch you into breakout rooms. You get a chance to share some of the insights you have from the book.
Starling, I think I might have interrupted you, so why don't you go ahead next?
All good. All right, awesome. Starting Duquan here. So success for me looks let me see. Okay, thank you. I can see that. So I think that's me in the middle of the circle, and like new ideas, insights, a light bulb moment because I see something different. Things that people enjoyed, things that I might disagree with, as well as just new things for me to take moving forward. So learning more.
Learning more. Well, let's get one more person. If one more person doesn't mind sharing, I'm just curious what a successful book club looks like for you.
I'll share.
Thanks,
So I
Rona.
don't think you can see it. Well, maybe I have to turn my filter. Anyway, so it's a happy person with a lit up brain talking to people with bright ideas.
Lit up brain, talking to people about bright ideas. Wonderful. So we could probably spend some more time on this, and I'd ask you if you get a chance to share here. I ask you to share inside breakout groups. In a minute, I want to break everybody about 3 breakout groups between us. Ashanti, I'll just, if you don't mind, I'm going to put you in the breakout group, just one of the breakout groups if you want, just to listen to discussions. And we're going to put about, actually, before we do that, let's everyone jump down into section, the next section inside of a shared Word document, which is basically dealing with what was surprising, exciting, or insightful for you. I'd like everybody to spend a minute or two and find a spot inside this box as you're thinking about the book you read or the chapter you got into, or if you think about if something really stood out to you from the book itself. I'd ask you, we're going to spend about a minute or two on this. What surprised you? What is exciting? What are some of the insights you're taking away from this book? If you would just spend a minute or two, and we'll come back, and then we'll go in breakout rooms to discuss. So a minute or two in silence about what stood out to you from this book, some of the insights you had. Another minute or so, and I'm going to give you something to drink. I thought I got something to drink, but I did not. Be back in about a minute or so. And before I throw everybody in breakout rooms, do me a favor, go through and read what other people typed and put in there. And if you like what they typed, if it resonated with you, bold the text, change the color of the text. Just spend another 30 seconds or so. Just go through and read what your colleagues and your peers wrote here. And if something resonated what they typed inside there, change the color of text, bold it, do something to indicate that something else that someone saw from the book resonated with you. Be the swan, rule breaking, 95%, 5%. Go for the deeper human connections beyond basic service, balancing your product and the how of delivery. People never forget how you make them feel. Hey, I'm going to throw everybody inside breakout rooms. I'm going to create 3 of them. And if you're lucky, Ashanti will be inside your room actually going through and scribing your conversation. And we're going to spend about what are we doing time-wise? Probably about 10 minutes inside a group. Just have a discussion. Have a discussion about what resonated about the book. You can float around as you need to. The idea was to focus on the first 8 chapters. Maybe read the entire book. Maybe something that resonated with you that. So before I throw you in breakout rooms, any questions on what we're doing? Oh, good. Hey, creating the breakout rooms. I'll be in one, Brian will be one, Starling, Nicolera, Martha will be different breakout rooms. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes. Hello, Aaron. We just broke out in breakout rooms. I am sharing a shared Word document with you. Wondering if you don't mind letting me know where are you dialing in from today?
Yeah, I'm in from northern New Jersey. So I was just getting organized. So I usually go to my desk before I log in, I'm like, I was just going to my desk. So but yes. So I just see there's a template here. It looks like you're doing almost like a liberating structure of some kind.
Very much so.
Yeah.
We're kind of in section 3 right now. I just put people in breakout groups, kind of discussing around the idea of what was surprising, exciting, or insightful about you as you're going through the book Unreasonable Hospitalities.
Yeah.
Let me throw you in a breakout room and we'll get you started real quick.
Thank you so much. Sorry to be late. I just was coming
it
off.
happens. It happens.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Let's see, breakout rooms. Plan C. Here we go. Aaron, good. Well, we will move you. Let's see what room we're going to put you in. We're going to put you in room 1, if that makes sense to you.
Awesome.
Move to room 1. Welcome,
Sounds
Aaron.
great. Thank you so much.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. People joining right now. I like to open up for open discussion. I think now's a good time to kind of have that individual time. We had small group time. Now I want to go to a larger group discussion. Hey, what are some of the things that stood out to you from the book? If you don't mind sharing, what are some of the things that really stood out, surprise, insights you had? And we'll spend about 5 minutes with this as a group discussion. But I'm just curious from you, what are some of the things that really stood out to you as you made your way through this book, and as you dove into the unique world of Will and his friends and his colleagues? And feel free to just come right off mic and speak if you don't mind.
Hope that it's not too loud with the cafe here, but I hadn't expected in this book for him to be talking about culture and those sorts of things. And as I belong to some culture groups, I found that it was a book that I could recommend because he's talking about what it is that he's doing and also the impacts that it have. And so I liked that storytelling part of it and the making of experiences for people. And having been to a restaurant where every time we went, it was an experience that I just really loved and went back for more of that feeling. It's nice to read that in this book. And as one of the things that I want to be doing is making more experiences for people, it's a book I'll also share.
No, it's about one of the things that's catching up with you, Christina, is that when people talk about culture, it's like here's almost a leadership book on culture is a way to think about that. It's worth sharing with others. And looks like, Christine, you're an overachiever. You've already got through the entire book already. So I'm excited about that. That's wonderful. Someone else, someone might build in, Christina, is there a restaurant you have that every time you go there that makes you excited, or is there a way you see sharing this book with somebody else? What else stands out to you when it comes to culture and being unreasonable in your hospitality and making impact and making other people feel unique and appreciated? What else stands out to you from the work where you're working through?
Well, I'm actually going to throw in another book here as well, which is a book by Priya Parker called The Art of Gathering, I think. And I mean, that's an awesome book. And again, it's all about the way that you make people feel. Sorry about the noise and the rest in the cafe. And I think that that's really important, especially in the world right now. And so I want to be doing more of that and bringing more of that to people. So that's why I'll be sharing this book more, because you can identify with the things that he talks about. And I find that story is very important for people to understand things quickly.
Oh, wonderful. One or two other people. Please build upon Christina, if you would. What else stands out to you?
So I'm also a fan of organizational cultures. So I'll build on to what Christina was saying. An interesting part is how they talk about building a culture and sustaining that culture and the clash of cultures with the new ways they are bringing in and the old established ways of doing things, and like leaning on the table and talking to people like, you don't do that. But why? I don't know. You just don't do that. So from that perspective, knowing how hard it is, and in corporate world, it's always like, oh, let's change the culture. Tomorrow, new CEO comes in, we change the culture. And then we change the culture again. It's like, you just change certain practices, but what's rooted in there takes a lot of time and a very sustained effort, which I think he's making here. Now he's writing this in retrospect, right? So it's smooth and it flows. I can only imagine how many hiccups there were in the process. But what I liked is reading about his really dedicated approach of how he was doing it. And what struck me as interesting, I'll stop in a second, let others share. But it's just how he was hiring people. When he said he hired 3 people at the same time to bring in this new blood and to have people reinforce and support each other as they're starting out, so they're not lost in the sea of old ways. So it's easier to get through to them about how he wanted to approach these things. So again, just from the perspective of the inside culture building and the effect that it's going to have on the service and hospitality.
John, there's something amazing in the way that military services kind of do that in some ways. It's not uncommon when someone shows up to a new command, or whether it's the Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps, whatever it is, they essentially take generally the most recent person who is also in the command and they partner them together. So it's almost like the 2 newest people in the organization are working through it together. And that's a powerful thing, because it builds relationships, long-term relationships. And in the book, he leaned on, now you got 3 people working through the same things as each other. And it's almost like, it was very elegant in the book, the way he explained, hey, we're building a team, and the 3 of you are kind of like a base of a new team we're building. And very powerful. Hey, thank you for sharing, everyone. I thought we'd go to the next section today. The next section, section 4. Oh, yes, Aaron, please, you had a thought, please. I don't want
Yeah, no, I mean, his example on 11 Madison Avenue, I thought was really good, because he breaks down the difference, which you can apply anywhere else, that, a restaurant designed or run by a chef is going to focus on food. One that's run by a restaurateur is going to be focused on service. And one aligned with both is going to be a complete restaurant. You could argue in an industrial world, one that's run by the plant management, product, et cetera, are going to have great products and great plants and great production. Probably not great service, and vice versa if it's run by sales and customer. So you need both of those. And you could argue, in education, I mean, there's always the back of the house and front of the house, right? I think a lot of industries want to not believe that's really going on, but it's almost going on. If anything has an interface to someone else, which is pretty hard to find something that doesn't, then it's going to automatically have those 2 halves, and getting them aligned is really fundamental. And I think he used that example really well. And then his original experience at Spago when he dropped a bunch of plates and got nuked, by the assistant chef, sort of, clearly stuck in his head, like a parent yelling at the 12-year-old, and remembers it forever. And you ask the parent 20 years later, you're like, I don't ever remember that. It's all of our weird relationships we have with parents and stuff, but whatever. But it's the same kind of thing in the work world, which speaks to, you have to be really careful with new employees, because they're almost like I don't mean this paternalistically, like kids, but they are so impressionable. And if you have this operating rhythm with peers, that's accepted culture, but then you apply that to new employees or new people, I mean, you could just, take it off the rails. So
Can I see a show of hands of people in the room who love waking up in the morning going, I can't wait to get to work and get managed today? Can I see a show of hands from there? Aaron, thank you for sharing,
Sure.
and Rona as well, and Christina, and everyone. Thank you. Hey, next in the agenda, similar routine we did last time. Section 4. How might this book benefit you, your team, your family, your friends? And I spend a minute or two, big open box, type away in there of some of the things you think might be beneficial to you, your team, your family, your friends. Yeah, and I just spend a minute or two on this, and then we'll do a similar thing. We'll go in breakout rooms after that, have an open discussion, and then we'll come back. So a minute or two, how might this benefit you, your team, your friends, your family, anyone else you think might this benefit? And similar to last time, if you go through and read what everyone else typed inside there, if you agree with it, bold the text, change the text, do something to indicate that what someone else typed resonates with you. Feel free to keep typing. I'm going to launch you back into the same breakout rooms where beforehand. Have a discussion about where you think this might impact others, how you think this is beneficial to your friends, your family, your colleagues. What are some of the lessons you're taking away from this that you can share with others? And I'll see you back in about 10 minutes.
Oh, first one's back. Lucky yeah.
Hey, look
All
at
right,
us,
all right.
overachievers jumping right in, right?
Yeah, jumping right in.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Oh, I didn't get to say this. Adding on, in Casey's point about the facilitator workshop, like he's the best of the best at the company, in my own humble opinion. Seeing him facilitate, in my opinion, is like seeing the Mona Lisa being painted. So I just gotta plug that
I
up.
I don't even pay you, Starling. You're making my head grow bigger. Well, it's wonderful. Welcome back, everybody. Quality time, acts of service, gift giving, physical touch, words of affirmation. Hey, we've got a chance to do 2 breakout sessions. Come back. Hey, would someone mind sharing with us something they heard from someone else that resonated with them? Someone mind just sharing, coming off mic, and something one of your colleagues or peers said here, or something you saw someone type. What did someone say that you said, yeah, I agree with that? What stands out to you?
Nice one sip pause. All right, so we had a conversation about actually Nancy said something about how this really applied to her daughter, and how her daughter's work had kind of slowed down just because of everything that's happening in the world right now. And we had a really good conversation about this being a shift from not too long ago where it felt like maybe there was more work than we could handle to now there's fewer clients, and so maybe this is an opportunity to really dial up the hospitality, like really dial up the level of service that we're giving to those clients that we had, to go the extra mile, to surprise them, to be unreasonable. Yeah, so we talked about that. We also talked about the overlap between what we were reading and the 5 love languages. So we did a quick summary of those. And we thought, yeah, definitely quality time, definitely acts of service, gift giving, that's all in there.
How can we build upon that? What else stands out to you? What one of your friends or colleagues said about how this book's impacting them, or where there's opportunity to build upon what you read or listened or heard from your colleagues here.
Building on that, in my group, John and I had talked about the aspect of listening and intercorrelating right with the acts of service, which not acts of service, the love languages, which like blew my mind to see that correlation, because that's not something I've even thought about. Using, I think, listening, from what John had mentioned, as like the base, and being able to ramp up that hospitality that's given because someone is not just looked at, they're seen.
Would someone mind sharing a story about the time where someone really listened to you? I have a couple I could share, but would someone mind sharing a story where someone in their life where they realized they were really being listened to? Someone have a moment they can bring up where someone connect with you and be like, oh my God, in that moment you realize that person you're talking to is you realize you're the most important person in the world to them. I'll share a story. I'm an old submarine officer in the Navy. And I was getting off watch, and I was going out the command passageway. It's where the admiral sits, right? Admirals are the most senior people inside the government. This is the admiral that essentially ran all the submarines in the Pacific Fleet. So he's in charge of 20,000 people roughly. And as I was leaving, the new admiral's there, a guy named Al Konechny. And as I'm leaving, I'm a lieutenant in the Navy, got my uniform on. I've been on watch for the last 12 hours. I want to go home. And as I'm leaving, I hear, Lieutenant, Lieutenant. I turn, the admiral's hollering at you. So I turn around, he reaches to shake my hands. He says, Al Konechny, you ever shake someone's hands just too big? You ever done that? Shaking someone's hands just too big? He had monster hands, 6'2". When he spoke, Rodney Dangerfield came out. And he looked at me and he saw my name tag. He says, Casey Creech. He took that big mutton of a hand, rubbed it against his chin, and he said, Casey Creech, you're on Joe Leidig's boat. I met him 2 years beforehand. He remembered me from 2 years beforehand. I'm tall, I'm a big guy. Maybe I stood out a little bit. But my name tag in the Navy at the time, you generally have your rank. It said Lieutenant LT. Then it said Casey Creech. Normally in the military, it's your rank and your last name. You look at my name tag and said, Casey Creech. I like that. And then we parted. He took over command like a week later. Within the month, everybody in the entire fleet had their name tag with their first name and last name on it. And so in that moment, I felt really listened to. So there's there's power into that. And this kind of takes us to the next section. We talked a little bit about this beforehand as a chance for you to explore something. There's something called 15% solutions. It comes out of the Liberating Structures Handbook. The Army Red Teaming Handbook calls it my 15%. The basis here is that, and Rona's nodding her head, all of us have constraints in our life. All of us do. In a work environment, a professional environment, or in a company, the majority of things we got to ask permission to do, to get permission to do something. Me and my wife have an agreement on how much we can spend without asking somebody. So we have an agreement on that. And here's my request to you, because my intent today was to bring you in and do 4 things. A chance for you to zoom out, see the larger picture about what we're looking at when it comes to hospitality in this book, a chance to dive into some of the details, a chance for you to share with others. And this is the last thing I intended for you, which is a chance for you to leave here with some immediate actions you can take. So I'm going to ask you to spend a minute or two, think about what are the things that you can do that you require permission from nobody else. You have the time, the resources, the energy to do by yourself based on what you read to move forward. So I'd ask you here, spend a minute or 2, 3 minutes or so, typing out in chat here something you can do as an individual to take the lessons you learned from yourself reading the book, or maybe someone said something you're talking with them today, to move forward, an action you can take that takes this to the next step. So my request, next minute or 2, think about something you can do to move forward based on what you read that you don't ask anybody's permission for. It's all up to you. And then we'll break out into some Nova Scribe after hours. And I'm going to put a timer on the clock here, and We'll put 3 minutes. And we'll see you right back in 3 minutes. Another 10 seconds or so. And everyone, that is a Nova Scribes Book Club. That's roughly an hour of time with us here going through a book called Unreasonable Hospitality. And I appreciate everyone's time. Now, before we transition out of the official recording, do me a favor, if you don't mind typing in chat 1 or 2 words that describe how the last hour went for you. Just in chat, if you don't mind, 1 or 2 hours. 1 or 2 words that describe how today went for you. And yeah, just 1 or 2 words. Connection, excellent, calm discussion, learning. What else stood out to you? 1 or 2 words describe what happened today for you today. Next session, greatly appreciative, thoughtful, wonderful, thoughtful, motivated, intention, wonderful. Now, Brian, I say let's stop the recording and let's transition into Nova Scribes after hours, if you don't mind. We'll be around for another 10 minutes or so. Any thoughts, feedback, suggestions you have. And so, Brian, would you mind ending the recording? And we'll just transfer right over if it makes sense.